Well, I am finally getting to say a word that I have never said on this channel before. Vacation.
The Florida Panthers have won the Stanley Cup.
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
Puck drop. And 3, 2, 1,
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
Oh my God! Kulikov just saved the game!
Kulikov.
Holy
my God.
crap!
Reinhardt, do we have a 3-on-2?
Just shoot it! Shoot it! Alright, Panther fans, so we got the Oilers tonight. Should be, I'm already lit. I'm not even going to lie. I can't even hide it. Kyle and I embark on a journey tomorrow for our first vacation. Well, for my first vacation since 1996. We're going to be away. We're going to be far, far away in the galaxy, somewhere else, sort of like I am right now. At some point, we will let you guys know where we're going to be. But being that, well, let's just say I'm going to shut up. So, we got the Oilers tonight. Look, every year we go out west, and every year we get asses kicked, and we get shut out, and we can't score, and Barkov gets sick, and all of the same shit happens. However, since that trend started, we have made it to the Stanley Cup Final each year. So, excuse me if I'm not going to panic tonight after the Oilers whip our ass. 8-3, does that sound about right? That was the Game 4 score. Was that about it, 8-3? Or was that the game against Vegas that kicked our ass? They run together. We've been to so many Stanley Cup Final games in the last 2 years. They all run together. Either it's that, or I might have started my vacation a little early, guys. All right? Let's just be honest. So, this is the last game Colin and I are going to be covering until the 28th. For the next 3 of the next 4 games, Nick from Twisted Wrister will run the stream. And as of right now, don't think there's going to be anything going on for the game against the Lightning on the 22nd. But then Colin and I will be back on the 28th. So, with all of that said, if they don't get 2 points, if we don't get 2 points, we will do an enactment of Andy flicking Bob in the nuts. I might have smoked too much. Alright, so it's 2-1 Panthers after 1. That period had everything, including we didn't see the game for the first 5 minutes, so I didn't see Boquist's shorthanded goal because you have to have like 50 different streaming services just to see every game. Now, so we had a 1-0 lead, and then Tkachuk and Verhaeghe come down 2-on-1, and somehow, remember the other game where we were making passes off the back of the defenseman's skate? Well, Chucky basically did the same thing again, trying to get it cross-ice to Verhaeghe instead of just shooting the puck towards the net. And the puck is out of the zone, and Tkachuk and Verhaeghe couldn't get back in time. And the rush defense, like Maurice was talking about, sucks balls and is in the back of the net. And it was 1-1. And then Chucky made up for his snafu right here at the end of the period after we had a 4-minute power play. He lifted up his foot and deflected the puck off of the foot into the net. They did a challenge. The league challenged it because it's Chucky and they hate him. But even the league couldn't take away that goal. So it's 2-1 after 1. That's the score. And it's 4-3 Edmonton after 2. This game is going to be late. So, as you might have guessed, there was a lot of goals scored in that period. how can I put this in a politically correct way? Bubba, you suck. It's not all Bob's fault. Not all Bob's fault. But he's given up a couple of short-sighted goals that... And if you remember, I think in the last video, I talked about how it seems like every game one defenseman is having a bad night. That's Mikkola tonight. Twice. He's like trying to skate out of the zone and with the puck and getting himself all out of position. He thinks he's Brandon Montour out there. I understand we need somebody to replace Brandon Montour, but every game, one defenseman's having a bad night. So it's, and of course the rush defense that Maurice was talking about is just awful. That said, we did get a goal towards the end. We still have a minute of power play time here to start third period. And you got to figure, since it was an earlier game on the late road trip, and I'm trying to pack my shit for vacation, pretty much guarantees overtime and a shootout. Oh, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 2 points. And if anybody had any doubt, now I know it was 6-5. I know we allowed 5 goals. However, if you watch the last 5 minutes of the game, forget everything else. Forget everything else that you saw, seen. Forget it all. Watch the last 5 minutes of the game. If you have any doubt that Playoff Bob still exists, you no longer have any doubts. Okay? Everything else set aside, Playoff Bob still exists. So, holy hell in a handbasket. That was just, both teams scored 3 goals straight and then gave up the lead. That's how crazy that was. Sam Reinhart, I don't even know if that dude should be legal. Well, he's on our team, but okay, so I guess he's legal. He just, to say the dude scored a goal all on his own is just a massive understatement. There's like nothing there. There's just a kind of a halfway loose puck with a defenseman in the zone. And Reinhardt just decides, I'm going to try to get the puck. And he gets the puck. And then they just kind of let him go because he's going behind the net. Or, behind the goal line. And he just says, F it. And takes the shot and banks it off the side of Skinner's head and in the net. And then we gave up a goal 30-something seconds later where the puck had gone up in the air and it landed on the back of the net. And nobody knew where it was until it had fallen right by the side of the net. And Edmonton puts it in. And that had made it 5-5. And then, of course, Verhaeghe. Huh? Okay. That's the other thing. All right? When you need clutch goals, that's why you pay Carter Verhaeghe. All right? That is why you pay Carter Verhaeghe. Because in the big moments, when you need a clutch goal, So, what else did we see? We just did that without Barkov, by the way. He had Reinhardt taking face-offs at the end there where the puck was in our own zone when Edmonton had the net empty. Reinhardt is a center, but he doesn't play a lot of center, so his numbers weren't great tonight. But it was Reinhardt taking those draws. So, the fourth line, I know I wanted to get that out. The fourth line played a good game. Finally, they looked like, Nosek looked like he was really moving out there. Greer was really involved. Everybody was involved. So that was good to see. I don't think they got any points. But, and Nico Mikkola. Huh? The magic still exists. Now, if you've been with this channel long enough, you know that if I really bitch about a guy in one period, the next period he comes back and does well. And he ended up with a goal and assist. He still had a rough night defensively. But that is okay. We needed to get those 2 points. That now, when you look at the road trip so far, we've won 2 and we've lost 2, right? because we won the first game even though we only scored a goal. Then we got shut out, and then we won this one. So Barkov is still sick, but he's usually 2 weeks, right? Whatever I don't know what the dude does. I don't know how he gets sick so often. But when he does get sick, it's 2 weeks. So maybe we'll see him. Maybe he'll make an early entrance before the end of the road trip. Probably not. Probably the first home game back. No, probably not. Probably the second home game back. Yeah. So all I can say is I don't know that I could survive 7 more games like this. Because it could happen. It could totally happen because Edmonton is likely to start to feel the same motivation the Panthers, did last year. This game will help Edmonton's motivation because you could tell they really wanted it. But both teams could easily end up in the finals again, and I don't think we're going to get off to a 3-0 lead again like that. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't know how much goaltending and defense we would see until the last 5 minutes of games, right? It's an exhausting style. But what you saw on the ice tonight, in spaces for the Panthers with the forecheck and everything, that stuff is still there. The defense in transition is bad. It's bad. Now, I can't figure out why exactly that is. Well, it's because we're slow, Jaws. That's why it is. Because we lost Owiel and Montour, and they were quick in transition, and we now have Schmidt and Balinskis out there, and Schmidt's kind of slow, and Balinskis is not as fast as the other dudes. You could put Adam Boqvist on the ice, and he's got some speed, but he usually plays defense like a chicken with no head, which is why you notice his speed, because he's always out of position, so he's always speeding back to try to get into position. So that's not really going to work. So the reason why the transition defense sucks is because the transition defense sucks. So all we have to do is find another team or two that feels like giving up a young, fast defenseman for peanuts, because we have no assets, and Bill's already been given he knows he's not allowed to trade Sam Miskevich. So we may have to win some games 6-5 in the playoffs. We might have to win some games 6-5 in the playoffs. And I know that a lot of you are going to say that's not sustainable. And I would say, well, it depends on why we're giving up the 5. If we're giving up the 5 because the transition defense sucks, but the goaltender is still capable of playing at a Vezina caliber level in the third period, we can win some games 6-5. If you're winning games 6-5 because the goalie sucks and is giving up 4 bad goals a game, that's a formula that won't last. But this team, the way that all the offense is structured, and the fact that we have a goalie that can turn on Scion mode, while it would be unconventional and not recommended, I do believe that if any team has the capability of being that team that just has kind of lousy defense and still wins a cup, is the Panthers. Because they have the scoring and they have the goaltending when Bob decides to pull his head out of his ass and play a good game, or even a good 5 minutes. And it may have to happen that way because, to fix the problem, we legitimately need 2 top 4 defensemen. Because that's what we had last year. We had 4 top 4 defensemen in the top 4. And then we had I guess it was OEL on the bottom pair. Right? Right? Because it was still Mikkola Montour. Right? Think I'm right there. I don't know. The dog was dying. Don't ask me what I remember. We won the cup. That's what I remember. So, this concludes the recap and before vacation. What am I trying to say, Jaws? What I'm trying to say is this is the last recap before vacation. Vacation started about 3 hours ago, but now it's really going to start. So I will not be live at noon. The noon lives will not happen until probably I come back on the 28th. But there will be check-ins. There will be check-ins. There will be content. It just won't be the normal thing that you guys are used to. Just trust me and send money, because I couldn't pay my electric bill today. All right, that's good. I shouldn't have had the second hit. I really shouldn't have had the second hit. That was 3 hours ago, and I'm still just like smoked. Panthers get the 2 points, and I will see you all when I see you. Oh, Nick is going to be doing 3 of the streams. Pay him. Send Nick money. Because he gets the super chats. He's not doing it out of the goodness of his heart. I'm kidding, Nick. No, Nick is helping us out. There would be no content. There would be no stream if Nick wasn't doing it. So if you appreciate the fact that there's still a stream while we're on vacation, then pay Nick so that he'll do it next year when Colin and I go to Cabo for a month. All right, 2 points.